Welcome back to Theme Park Wizard. We're here at Universal Studios Hollywood. Just finished recording my State of Universal report, which you can go check out on Wednesday. But right now, it's time for a construction update, and there is some very interesting news I'm hearing, seeing, and more. So let's go take a look at Fast and Furious, the Citywalk stuff, and some other stuff. Over at the coast, you see some big support pieces about to be installed in this particular section for the scream shield to continue over the escalator, which is pretty awesome. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks they can have the whole thing exoskeleton over the escalator. Again, they can't do it on Horror Nights night, so I hope they are able to get them done by probably Monday through Wednesday, because people are here until 2 in the morning on Horror Nights. Unless they're working past that, it's gonna be quite difficult to get this stuff over the escalator. But it looks like they got a lot of supports ready to go, and they have a couple more pieces that can install the exoskeleton over there. And as for the sound wall, they're moving and grooving, pushing it this way. So they've installed, this is the new piece. They've installed, looks like the trees will be continuing across the entire thing, if I had a guess there. So I'm sure they'll start working on these taller pieces this coming week. So this is something I spotted coming down the escalator. It's hard to see from here, but I'll also insert a picture. But right there is a fresh new blue marker here and then here. And looks like, that signifies water, like water lines and stuff like that. But fresh new blue markers in this little square area. Simpsons is right here, behind there. And of course, there's that little old green marker they have going on there. So yeah, I'll be watching this area, see if anything comes of it. But yeah, more markers. These are fresh. They look like they were just painted on. It's hard to see from here, but again, I'll insert a picture above that I took on the escalator. So yeah, we'll be watching this area every single week. So they got Q stanchions right there on the new structure there. See them, the poles? Yeah, it's hard to see from the top, but they got the Q railings up inside the extended Q structure there for Fast and Furious, which is pretty cool. Moving on forward, and they even got some stuff going on the exterior Q. They've been painting these poles here. They painted them now black, which is awesome, from this generic gray color, and now they're painting them black. There's the primer, and then they go ahead and paint the actual thing. So look all like this when completed. Then they'll install all the red tarps on the top, and the red tarps go from here all the way over here. The brickwork is now all finished. It's probably been like that for a couple of weeks, but I remember last time I was actually paid attention, it kind of stopped right there. So yeah, they're moving fast and furiously as always, and we're ready to get this thing going. This thing will be going and going in just a couple of months. Maybe we'll have some soft opening, some previews, but right now we're waiting for some more testing to occur. Hopefully next month it'll occur across the whole track. I do want to say a nice operational improvement they made for mobile order pickup, at least here at La Cocina, and hopefully other locations as well in the park, is they don't say just the number, they say the number, your order number, and your name. And this is not actually just for mobile order pickup, but it's for all pickup, like quick service pickup, which is awesome. Say the number and the name, and they tell you which ones are in progress and which ones are ready on the screen here, which is really, really cool. I'm very excited about this. It's a small improvement, but it really is an improvement because a lot of people were confused, a lot of people didn't know, and now it's very easy to see which orders are ready or not. Over the entrance of the Fast and Furious Coaster, they're still working on the marquee structure there. They got some new shielding up, or what is that? I don't know what that is. Jumbo text up, super jumbo text up, as they work on the archways, and those should be done in the next couple of weeks. All right, so now let's talk about Citywalk. I want to head over to Citywalk because we have some kind of breaking news, and multiple areas actually of a Slice House opening time frame, and maybe some hotel news. All right, so we're here in the Universal Plaza, and that is because a good source of mine told me that starting very, very soon, they were informed in a meeting that construction walls will be forming in the plaza. Now, he said they already set up some temporary barriers on the Frankenstein side of the plaza, and I took some photos. I'm not sure if these have been there before, but these look like a little different to me. These little fences now. Some said this is where the entry lines up. Now I know the day-night combo is going through the other area, so I don't know if I thought early entry just went through that same area, that red carpet area. I like the area to the left of the red carpet, but here is a different area separating that area, the day-night combo area, from the main plaza. So very interesting what these are all about, and very interesting to see. It's interesting to see when these construction walls do pop up. They're informed of the meeting of very, very soon. He could have said maybe midweek or maybe even on Monday, like when this goes up. I'll make sure to issue a update in the comments if there's walls in the plaza, but it looks like we're finally heading to hotel construction imminently. And boy, oh boy, I'll be here to cover that. I may have to come during the week and do a special report if that pops up. So make sure to subscribe and tune in for that. Now let's go to Slice House, because we got some news about that. Halal Guys is back down. Maybe there's some permitting issues, or maybe they decided it's not going to work out. But yeah, Halal Guys is not coming to this location. There'll be a new venue coming soon in this location, to the Crepe Cafe. So yeah, those of you who are, I know some people who are very excited about that. They weren't excited for Halal Guys, and some people who are a little bit disappointed. But let me know down below. Were you excited for Halal Guys? Are you disappointed by this decision, or do you think this is a blessing in disguise, and you think something even better will pop up here in the near future? Slice House announced on their Instagram that this location will be opening early October, and it looks great. I mean, there's a little bit of a glare, but look at that. Got the little red underglow there. You can sit. You can have a people watching meal right here. You know, pick up your pizza there. You order it over there, but looks very nice. Decided to have another little bar area to sit right over there with 3 TVs ready to go. Probably playing some sports, if I were to guess. But yeah, this whole area looks really, really good. Better than many donuts, in my opinion, which was here before. And here's some of the options of pizzas. You can get the Sicilian, Detroit, and the Grandma. This is blocking, but we'll get a full tour when it opens. And said early October, so this could open up next week, potentially. But yeah, with that early October time frame, definitely next week, which is early October, but certainly no more than 2 weeks sometime before October 15th. But as you can see, I mean, it looks ready to go. So I'm sure they'll be doing some trainings, maybe even a team member preview, certainly this week, and with the official opening or soft open maybe this weekend or next weekend. So we'll have to see about that. But I'm excited. I'm glad to see this is finally happening, or finally opening. They said they want to open by by Halloween Horror Nights, and they are. I think they wanted to open by the start of Halloween Horror Nights, but permitting delays and building issues. When you're building into an existing space, you never know what problems you find. Construction timelines always get delayed, and working in a construction-related industry myself, I finally understand how those construction delays happen. It's really just a whole bunch of small things, like waiting on a part, waiting on some furniture. It's because all these people work with a whole bunch of contractors, and if one of the contractors is delayed on something, or if just the shipment is delayed and there's nothing they can do, then the whole project gets delayed by a few days, and that happens like each week. Like literally, we have meetings each week, and some of these projects get delayed by a few days. But then after 4 weeks of meetings, and they get delayed by 3 or 4 days a meeting, then that's delayed by half a month already. So that's how these delays happen. So it's not really the business's fault. It's not really anyone's fault. It's just a whole bunch of different small things that add up to a big delay. So, but they're able to get it open, which is good, by Halloween Horror Nights. And hey, maybe halfway done almost, but that's okay, because they reached their goal. And I can't wait to have some pizza there, especially because I want to see their hours. Hopefully on Horror Nights be open until like 12 or 1. Alright, so over here at the Central Security Hub, we're waiting on that escalator structure to be finished. I didn't get a photo of that because the best way to get it is actually when I'm driving in. But I was actually on the phone at the time via Bluetooth, so I couldn't actually go ahead and get that photo. But it looks about the same. So, and that's why I'm not rushing downstairs to get it because it looks about the same, that superstructure there. But they have installed these green pipes, these foundations. Very, very curious. Obviously, it's gonna be a structure, but what are these gonna? I still not sure if these are gonna be the security scanners or not. I don't know what's going on here. I'm very, very dumbfounded by what's happening, or what this is gonna look like. But I didn't realize the escalator structure was gonna like. I heard escalators were gonna be here, but I didn't realize it's gonna be like Frankenstein type of escalators. Like super, super cool. So still waiting on. This is gonna be open, of course, by Fast and Furious is opening, and as we continue to go to vertical, we'll have a better idea of what is going on here. But super exciting stuff. Can't wait to see how this develops. And also shout out to Gerald, who was right over there. He popped me up. He followed me. He said, "What's up, Wizard?" And he said, "Give me a shout out in your video." So I want to give a shout out to Gerald. I don't think he has a YouTube channel. I think he's just a fan. But yeah, always come up and say hello if you can. Even if I'm filming, I'll pop over and stop. I love saying hi to the crew, the fam bam, the Wizard fam. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on this every single week. Also, I'm not going to go to the iFly area this time, the East Security Hub, simply because not much has really changed. It's a small area. A lot of stuff is happening like behind the scenes, like that new structure that is happening over there. Someone speculated maybe it'll be some escalators again, like on this one. I still don't know because they haven't really moved on that structure. I'm not sure if they can move on that structure until Hornets is over because the line goes right through Curious George. So I don't know if they can actually do anything there. So I'll hold off on that one for a bit. But if I get an update from someone else, or if I see an update on, I'll check every couple of weeks. So when I go check on the Z lot, that's when I'll check on the iFly area and see if there's any updates there. But nothing so far. So with that, we're just gonna check on Raising Cane's and head back to the vehicle. Oh, completely forgot. But I went to Hornets on Friday and went on the Terror Tram. One, because my friend group wanted to, but two, had an ulterior motive to see the markers for that area for the Psychopath grading project. And yes, more markers have been placed, this time to the left of the Psycho House. So the Psycho House now, I'm certain, 99% certain, that not only the War of the Worlds will be demolished, but the Psycho House will be relocated. Probably not demolished because it's too iconic, but I'm sure it'll be relocated to a different part of the back lot. And definitely Terror Tram will not be happening in that location next year. So very curious to see what happens with Terror Tram if it comes back next year and what route it'll be taking. But yeah, if you like Psycho House and see all that good stuff, I don't know if it will be on the tour. I'm sure it will be, but it will be gone for a while. So go say goodbye to War of the Worlds and Psycho House for public viewing at least. While you can, because starting in November, I don't think that stuff will be available to you. Here's the new Raising Cane's seating area, this extended structure. Raising Cane's is below, but they may add a seating structure just above here so now you can sit out and watch Citywalk, just have some tables like that. But below here is Raising Cane's, and right there is the new restrooms. And the rest of Raising Cane's, there's still a lot of work to do. I think this will open, certainly not during Horror Nights, but I mean, you can kind of see the facade is still cracked there. So maybe can open by Grinchmas, but if not, then early 2026 for sure, because this is a much bigger project than I anticipated. The bathrooms, though, I really thought that would be open by Halloween Horror Nights, but I guess not. I don't know what's going on there. That's just a bathroom structure, but maybe it's more complicated than it looks, or maybe they're purposely waiting, but there's still a lot of construction walls there, and there's no machinery, so I don't know what's going on with the bathrooms there, but hopefully that opens by Grinchmas, or again, maybe early 2026 with the security project. Yeah, maybe they're just waiting on a whole bunch of stuff to, there'll be a grand reveal, right? So the security project will open, then they'll be, boom, on the same weekend we got Raising Cane's opening, the new bathrooms, because they can still use other bathrooms around here, and they'll close off all the entrances, and then it'll be, boom, like some grand reveal type thing. I don't know, but I'm kind of getting that feeling. Just my speculation, and that will be done by the time Fast and Furious opens in probably February. I also thought, by the way, let me talk about the Universal panel real quick, because I was going to do a Comic-Con vlog, but it was too crowded and there's a lot happening, so I didn't. I filmed a couple of clips, but not enough for a video. So I'll talk about what I saw or heard on the LA Comic-Con panel for Universal right here. They talked about Fast and Furious, but they didn't give an opening date, which I really thought they would have. For FanFest nights and Halloween Horror Nights, they just talked about nothing. John Murray did confirm, though, this is the last year for Monstros. And then for FanFest nights, they were talking about just the Scooby-Doo experience. They confirmed it's on the back lot. They didn't say where, but obviously it'll be Little Europe, especially because the other parts of the back lot won't be available, the world's area. So it'll be in Little Europe. Looks like Back to the Future is not returning because they obviously did confirm that that the back lot experience this year will be Scooby-Doo, but didn't really go into any details or anything, so don't know much about it other than that. And Fast and Furious, it's funny, they talked about the permitting delays. They're like, ooh, when you build a coaster on a hillside, you find stuff you don't realize that was there. And attributing to the permitting delays and what they found on the hillside and stuff like that. So that was pretty interesting. And then also, no opening date, but they kind of gave a story for the coaster. They said the story is they're taking you behind the scenes on how to do stunts. It's kind of like a long way to say there is no story, but they made up one. So it's basically like a stunt coaster, kind of like. And they gave the example. They said, "What if you drive a car off a mountain?" That's kind of what they said. So there's really like no story, like I said, but that's what they're going with, and trying to also tie it into like Hollywood movie history. It was convoluted. It was a stretch, but that's what it was. So not too much from the panel itself, unfortunately, but it's cool seeing John Corfino and John Murray and all those guys talk. I did a live stream. If you saw that, then you know what I'm talking about. But if you didn't, then that was the essence of the panel. The bigger news was that morning I found out the construction walls likely pop up for the hotel. So it's funny. The biggest news was off the panel, not on the panel. Just like that, we made it to our vehicle. I'm gonna go home and relax because this is a long weekend I had. We went to Fright Fest, Halloween Horror Nights, Marriott stay. Now filmed 2 videos here at Universal on the regular day. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all busy. So I'm gonna go home, relax for the rest of the evening, and edit some videos. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to press the like button, subscribe for more theme park updates, and turn on that notification bell so you get those Fright Fest vlogs, the hotel review vlog, and all that good stuff as well. The Fright Fest vlog was particularly fun. I went through both their new mazes. It was pretty awesome. Also, make sure, follow me on all my socials, and stay magical, stay curious, and I'll see you at the parks.